Chapter 3: The Revolution of Life. As time passed, the wealth of elements and compounds forged during the Age of the Elements began to lay the foundation for something entirely new: life. This chapter in the history of the universe, known as the Revolution of Life, marked a pivotal moment in cosmic evolution, where elements organized into increasingly complex and dynamic forms, giving rise to the first living beings. It all began in the primordial oceans of a young planet, where organic molecules formed from elements like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen started interacting in increasingly sophisticated ways. Under the influence of solar energy, electrical discharges from storms, and underwater thermal currents, these simple compounds combined to form more complex structures, such as amino acids and nucleotides. These were the fundamental building blocks that, over time, would organize into larger and more complex molecules, like proteins and nucleic acids. Carbon, with its unique ability to form strong and stable bonds, became the central element in these new structures. The versatility of carbon allowed for the creation of long molecular chains and complex three-dimensional networks, essential for the diversity of life forms. These molecules, when grouped together, formed the first cellular membranes, encapsulating chemical environments within and allowing for the existence of the first cells. Thus, life was born in its most elemental form, unicellular organisms that began to replicate and evolve. As these cells multiplied and diversified, some developed the ability to perform photosynthesis, a process by which they converted solar energy into chemical energy. This was a crucial step, as it allowed these organisms to use sunlight to synthesize sugars and other compounds necessary for their growth. As a byproduct of photosynthesis, these organisms released oxygen into the environment, which eventually transformed Earth's atmosphere and allowed for the evolution of more complex life forms. Over time, cells began to form colonies and eventually multicellular organisms. Cellular specialization allowed these organisms to perform more complex functions and adapt to a variety of environments. The atoms that had once been simple units in the vastness of the cosmos were now organized into living forms that could move, feel, and respond to their surroundings. The revolution of life not only transformed the elements, but also changed the course of cosmic history. The first forms of life evolved in diverse directions, exploring different strategies for survival and reproduction. The competition for resources and adaptation to different environments led to natural selection, a process that favored the organisms best suited to thrive in their respective niches. Among these new forms of life, some developed primitive nervous systems, allowing them to perceive their environment with greater accuracy and respond more effectively. This capacity for perception and response marked the beginning of a long journey toward consciousness, a process that would unfold in the chapters to come. The revolution of life was undoubtedly a moment of great creativity in the history of the universe. From the elements and compounds that emerged in earlier eras, life took shape, ushering in a new stage of cosmic evolution. This was the beginning of a journey that would lead to the diversity of life, to intelligence, and ultimately to consciousness, forever transforming the face of the cosmos.